I'd like to call the City Caucus meeting to order for Monday, August 25th, 2025. And I got to get my gown. We have one public hearing this evening. If the clerk could please read.
Public hearing number 1 regarding the proposal of the 2025-2026 HUD Annual Action Plan.
Thank you. We have 13 items for original consideration. If the clerk could please read item number 1.
Item number 1 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the mayor to accept $6,200 in grant monies from the Governor Task Safety Committee for the Schenectady Police Department.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 2.
Item number 2 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the mayor to accept an explosive detection K-9 team grant from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 3.
Item number 3 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the mayor to accept a tactical team grant from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 4.
Item number 4 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the mayor to accept $327,379.98 from the National Grid New York Electric Vehicle Make Ready Program for the City of Schenectady.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 5.
Item number 5 for original consideration, a resolution modifying Resolution 2025-138, establishing membership criteria and reporting requirements for the City Housing Stability Task Force.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 6.
Item number 6 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the Home Consortium with the City of Troy and the Town of Colony and the City of Schenectady to award $1,700,000 in home ARP funds to YWCA of Schenectady, doing business as Northeastern New York Harbor House Project.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 7.
Item number 7 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the sale of 66 Wiley Street for $45,000.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 8.
Item number 8 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the sale of 103 Weaver Street for $20,000.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 9.
Item number 9 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the sale of a vacant lot on Weaver Street, SBL 49.31-1-33.2 for $20,000.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 10.
Item number 10 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the sale of a vacant lot located at 108 Duane Avenue for $9,000.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 11.
Item number 11 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the sale of a vacant lot located at 148 Division Street for $3,000.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 12.
Item number 12 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the sale of a vacant lot at 913 Davis Terrace for $10,000.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 13.
Item number 13 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the issuance of revocable permit number 690 to Grand Salon Hair Studio for a sign that will overhang the city's right-of-way at 9 Yates Street.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. If there's nothing further to come before the City Council caucus, I ask for a motion to adjourn. Moved by Mr. Williams, second by Mr. Mutaveran. All in favor? Aye. We are adjourned. I'd like to call to order the City Council meeting for Monday, August 25th, 2025. And I'd like to turn the floor over to Mayor McCarthy for the firefighters promotional ceremony.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for allowing us to come tonight to do this promotion for our Assistant Chief. Madam President, Mayor McCarthy, council members, we definitely really appreciate the partnership and allowing us to take this time. It's very important. I'd like to turn the microphone over for Father Carlino to do a brief prayer for us.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Let us pray, good and gracious God. We thank you for bringing us here to City Hall to take note of and to celebrate the promotion of Deputy Chief Reineman to the rank of Assistant Chief. We are sure that it is with great humility that he accepts this position, for this noted promotion is a call to sublime service, not just for the fire department, for all the citizens of Schenectady. So in the words of King David, author of the book of Psalms and the Hebrew Scriptures, This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. We rejoice for and with our new Assistant Chief. So, dear Lord, bless him, his family, and his colleagues. Thank you for doing this, and as always, we will give you the glory, the honor, and the power, both now and forevermore. Amen.
Thank you, Father. These are special days for the fire department. Whenever we have a promotion, especially one of a leadership position of this high, it's a very special occasion for us. There are individuals who will continue to lead the fire department into the future with their vision while striving to maintain the excellence in our delivery of service. This is not a simple task for the fire department. We are faced with monumental staffing shortages with an ever-increasing demand for service. These challenges are not easy to overcome. It requires innovative thinking and continually approaching each problem with fresh perspectives. While serving on our office command staff, Deputy Chief Reineman has continually shown his ability to problem solve with innovation, turning challenges into new opportunities to make our department more efficient, effective, and sustainable. He has constantly impressed me. All that we do cannot be accomplished without the support of our city leaders, our agency partnerships, the dedication of our amazing firefighters who continue to rise above and beyond each and every day, and most importantly, our families. Thank you. I'd like to introduce Mayor McCarthy for a few comments.
Chief, thank you. Again, the expectations of the public for police and fire services are high. They're rightfully so. A lot of responsibilities invested in these positions, and that the standards that we have internally are among the best in the state. In the performance of both the police and fire department, they're really second to none in the city of Schenectady. We should be proud of the work they do, the services they deliver, in the situations that they handle in a very professional manner. And so it's always difficult when you're making promotions to make sure it's the right person, trying to match the skill set up with the responsibilities of the position. There's no question in my mind that Matt is going to lead this department. He's going to do great things and serve this city well. With that, raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your full name.
I, Matthew Ryan,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and uphold the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support and uphold the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support and uphold
that I will support and uphold
the Constitution of the State of New York
the Constitution of the State of New York
and the Charter and the laws of the City of Schenectady,
and the Charter and the laws of the City of Schenectady,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties
the duties
as an Assistant Fire Chief
as an Assistant Fire Chief
in for the City of Schenectady
in for the City of Schenectady
to the best of my ability, so help me God.
to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations.
I just have a couple of words I'd like to say here. The mayor and the chief asked me here to speak a little bit. Just some things. I'd like to thank everybody who came out here tonight. I want to thank the mayor, the city council, the people of the city, because ultimately we all work for you. So we really appreciate this opportunity and you guys trusting me to do this job. I do want to take the time to also thank my wife, Sarah, and my family too. Being a firefighter can be difficult on relationships with our work schedules. We miss holidays a lot, family events, things like that. So I just want to say here, since I've been here, I've seen some significant changes here in the city, most for the positive that I've seen here. Just some stuff I wanted to highlight on. Downtown now is thriving. We got great restaurants, cafes, small shops. I've been working with the mayor a lot, going around doing, we call them certificate of uses, and we talk to the business owners, and it's really improved quite a bit in my 18 years here. We also have the armory's been repurposed. They do all sorts of incredible events down there now. We just did the other day, we walked through the Lego thing they had down there, which was actually, I thought was pretty neat. It's all sorts of artwork made out of Legos. We got the harbor area, we got the casino. We're putting in the ice rink down there that's capable of holding up to 3,400 people, so that's pretty significant here for the city. I also want to say the fire department's I've seen some changes here in my time here. Just some notable things we have. We have reliable fire apparatus now, thanks to a lease program that was put in effect when I first got hired around that time frame by some past chiefs and city leaders. We all have 2 sets of turnout gear now, which is a big thing for the firemen. When we're at fires, cancer is a big thing that a lot of science has come out. We're learning more and more about it. So this allows the members to come back and change they get fresh gear, they can wash their other gear, get the cancer carcinogens off their gear, so they're ready for the next call. We've added a tactical EMS team, which that is, these are paramedics that work hand in hand with the police department, and dangerous environments. God forbid if we ever had a school shooting or something like that here in the city or in the county, our members are able to respond to that. They have the gear now to do it. Everybody has bulletproof vests and tactical helmets, and that was pretty substantial. We also have a well-staffed special hazards team, which is responsible for doing hazmat calls, rope rescue, confined space, all throughout the county. We can respond. Actually, the other day, we actually went up and helped out the city of Saratoga Springs. So we're all over. It's a regional team that we're all part of here. I do want to say Chief Burns also has been a driving force to create a drone team, which when he first did it, I didn't really understand, but those drones are used all over the place. They can go out to a search and rescue out in the county in the woods somewhere and find people. They can use them to reconstruct accident scenes, hazmat calls, different things where you need metering, and it's quite the tool that he's added here. We have a well-trained fire investigation unit now with a 100% conviction rate for arson fires. I don't know if anybody really realizes that here in the city or not. Those guys do an excellent job. They're very well-trained. Those guys also do a lot of fire safety in our schools for the children here. And we often go out and we'll speak at, the other day we were up at Andy Schaefer just giving fire safety speeches to the people there that wanted it. Just one little thing here, we're all paramedics too on this job, which is pretty substantial for a fire department. So I get people that ask me a lot of times, well, why does the fire department go on an ambulance call with a big, huge fire truck? And what you need to remember is that fire truck is a rolling toolbox, so that has all of our tools on it. So when the firemen are out, if firefighters are out and they may be on a medical call, but you never know if another emergency is going to come in somewhere. They have all their tools with them all the time. So that's just something I wanted to point out. A lot of people, I get that question a lot. And just in closing, I'd like to say to the men and women of the Schenectady Fire Department, that as Assistant Chief, I'll have your backs always, and I'm looking forward to help you continue the tradition of excellence that's we're known for here in the Fire Department. And that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you, Madam President. Appreciate. Oh. Want to get a photo with all the council real quick?
I'd like to call on Pastor Vincent Teague from the New Bethel Community Church for the prayer invocation.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us together tonight. Grant wisdom and guidance to our city leaders and council members as they consider the important matters before them. May they discuss with precise decisions and be just, compassionate, and for the good of all. Unite everyone in purpose and open the hearts and minds to everyone for your guidance and your will. Amen.
I'd like to call on Chief George Burns to lead us in the pledge. Thank you. If the city clerk could please complete the roll call.
Mr. Toro? Mr. Farley? Mr. Mutavaran? Ms. Patrick is absent. Mr. Williams? Ms. Porterfield?
Thank you. Present. We do have one public hearing this evening. I want to just remind, we have a reminder that we've extended the public hearing comment period to 4 minutes. And I also ask anyone who's speaking to just keep their comments relevant to the public hearing. If the clerk could please read public hearing number 1. I can read it. Okay.
Public hearing number 1 regarding the proposed 2025-2026 HUD Annual Action Plan.
I have one person signed up to speak. Matthew Nelson from Better Community Neighborhoods.
Great, thank you. Good evening. Before I start with my comments, while they've all left the room, I want to acknowledge the fine men and women of the fire department. We actually had a fire call at one of our properties recently, and with their quick response, they saved the building from utter disaster, and we're really grateful for that. So thank you to them. Madam President, Mr. Mayor, City Council members, thank you for the opportunity to provide comment to you this evening on the proposed annual action plan. On behalf of BCNI and the many hundreds of residents of the city that we support each year, we thank you for the opportunity to participate in the process to request financial and program support again this year. BCNI is proud to be not only a past but proposed future recipient of both home and CDBG funding made available by the City of Schenectady. But more importantly, we're proud to be your partner in the use of these funds to benefit the low and moderate income residents of the City of Schenectady. I'd be remiss if I didn't take a moment to thank and acknowledge the hard work of all the folks behind the scenes at the city who make this process possible. As a former administrator of the state's home and CDBG programs, I know firsthand what's involved in this process and how onerous and difficult it is, but I also know how impactful these funds can be in affecting change in the community. And for our part, we're grateful to have a role in delivering on that impactful change. I'd like to take a moment to give you a quick update on BCNI as an applicant for funds this year, and give you a little color for the work and accomplishments that we're making as an organization focused on housing and community development here in the City of Schenectady. This year we celebrate 5 years as a merged organization, bringing together the forces of Better Neighborhoods Incorporated, which had been around in its named form since 1966, and the Community Land Trust, which was formed in the early 1990s, into the single organization that we are today. In the last year, we've expanded our capacity significantly, increasing our staff by nearly 2 times. We have 15 employees on hand today delivering critical housing and community development resources here in the city. We operate on a lean budget, but we deliver big impact. We're currently administering a portfolio of grant programs and related awards totaling more than $22 million. So a small team doing a lot of work. The funding that we have, both from the city, the state, and from HUD directly, as well as other sources, helps us do the following things: provide housing counseling and workshops focused on mortgage delinquency and default resolution, financial budgeting and credit counseling, pre-purchase homebuyer education, and more. We help low and moderate income homeowners, including seniors and individuals with disabilities, with critical home repairs, affording program participants an opportunity to address critical health and safety concerns or address accessibility and mobility needs within their homes. We work to rehabilitate long vacant small rental properties and convert other vacant structures into new affordable housing. That's in partnership with the city and the land bank. We thank you for that participation, which is ensuring the creation of as many as 60 units of new housing stock here in the city that will have a 10-year permanent affordability behind them for residents of the community. So it's a double whammy there of benefit. We're working to address lead paint hazards in homes and provide down payment assistance to eligible first-time homebuyers here in Schenectady and throughout the county. And we're also a developer, owner, and manager of rental property here in the city, and we hold ourselves in pretty high regard for the quality of housing we provide. I know there's been a lot of talk lately around eviction and rents and that thing. We maintain low rents, and we have a near zero eviction rate, which we're pretty proud of, and a pretty steady tenant base. So we're proud to play that role, not only on our own, but together with other developers who've come in. You're probably familiar with Renaissance Square Apartments, the newly rehabbed Elmer Gardens, which I'm excited to announce is, with the support of the city, got its C of O, and it's got 50% occupancy already. So we're really excited to have that online together with our partners from Home Leasing. And there are other activities that we're working on in partnership with the city on Hamilton Hill and Mount Pleasant, and hopefully in other neighborhoods very soon. That's just a little taste for what we do, and it's just a setup to discuss briefly the proud partnership we have, but what we do, we couldn't do without you. And that's my time. I'll be really quick on the rest of my time here. We submitted 5 proposals this year in response to the call for implementers, and we're grateful for the opportunity to extend our program for first-time homebuyers with a request for $230,000. That would help Habitat for Humanity development on Summit Avenue and other home buying activities throughout the city. The request was met with a proposal for half of that, which is going to be tight for us to do, but we're grateful for that. We have a pipeline right now of more than 150 residents in the city who are seeking some level of financial assistance for home buying, and price keeps going up, and it's becoming much more difficult every day for folks to afford their homes. We're a community housing development organization, or CHODO. We submitted 2 requests for the CHODO activities under the home program, one for development assistance in Mount Pleasant for a project that we're working on there, and a separate request, which we're disappointed was not proposed for funding this year, for $50,000 for operational support for the organization to continue developing a pipeline of projects. We'd ask for consideration of that as you look at the recommendations before you. Housing counseling for $50,000 to continue these important services, which we pair with funding from the state and HUD. We currently have a pipeline of more than 700 individuals in our housing counseling pipeline, so really critical resources there. And then finally, owner-occupied rehab, which is a critical component of what we do every day for residents here in the city. I touched on that before. We submitted a request for $230,000 this year for a citywide program that would help address needs of property owners. It's a staple of what we do. We have more than 160 property owners in our wait list currently for program funding, and not enough money to go around, so every dollar helps. Again, we were disappointed not to see this recommendation in the list of proposals before you this year. It'll be the first time in as many years as I can recall that that recommendation has not been put forward, which will unfortunately result in a likely gap in our ability to provide funding for homeowners.
I am going to need you to summarize. I've given you an extra minute.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I'm going to need you to summarize, please.
I'm just about to finish right this second. So with that, I want to thank you for your time, and as you make your consideration for the proposal, I think it was important for you to hear from those that have applied and who we are and what we do. So thank you for that opportunity, and I'm happy to answer any questions at any time that anyone has. Thank you.
Thank you. I have no one else signed up to speak, so I declare the public hearing number 1 closed. And these comments will be filed with the Department of Development. I'll ask for approval of the minutes from August 11th, 2025. Moved by Mr. Williams, second by Mr. Farley. All in favor? Aye. I'd ask the clerk to please read any communications and petitions.
Communications presented to the City Council for Monday, August 25th, 2025. Official. From Mayor Gary R. McCarthy, a list of appointments dated August 25th, 2025. Under general, there were none, and under petitions, there were none.
Thank you. I would call on any city council members to provide committee reports. This time we'll have privilege of the floor related to the legislative agenda. I have one person signed up to speak. Just a reminder, the time for this is 3 minutes. And Ellie Pepper.
Good evening, Mayor, Madam President, City Council members. I'm here to comment on the proposed housing task force. I want to emphasize how important it is that the 2 designated tenant seats be filled by actual tenants, not by tenant advocates. Tenant advocates play an important role, but they should fill the nonprofit slots that are available. The tenant seats must go to people who are living the realities of our rental housing system every day. This task force has been charged with considering good cause eviction. That makes it all the more critical that the voices of impacted individuals, both landlords and tenants, are at the table. And it is essential that the representation be even. The number of tenants must match the number of landlords. If landlords outnumber tenants or vice versa, the process risks being unbalanced from the start. True credibility comes from ensuring that those most directly affected are heard equally. I also want to note my appreciation that developers have been removed from consideration. This is the right decision. Developers play an important role in housing overall, but this task force is not about construction or project finance. It is about the rights and responsibilities that exist between tenants and landlords, and its focus should stay there. I strongly agree with the requirement that all appointees to this task force must live within the city of Schenectady. Decision about our city's housing policies must be made by the people who are directly invested in and impacted by them, our residents. If this task force is to have legitimacy and integrity, it must elevate the voices of those who are most directly affected by housing policy in our community. Thank you.
Thank you. I have no one else signed up to speak, so I declare the public comment on the legislative agenda closed. I'd ask for approval of the legislative consent agenda. Moved by Mr. Mudavaren, second by Mr. Farley. All those in favor? Aye. This time we'll have privilege of the floor regarding general city business, and I have 5 people signed up. First person is Mark Ives, which was an online submission. Mark Ives? Okay. Well, he had specific comments, which I'll ask the clerk to read into the record.
He wishes to address the City Council in connection with the issue of potholes. He realizes this is a common complaint among residents, but his complaint is in regard to the 4 phone calls he's made since April, and each time he's called back to check on the status of the pothole repair. He's told that there is no record of his request. When I resubmit the request and check back weeks later, I'm again told that there is no record of the request. This is simply incompetence on the part of the department responsible, and I believe it is time to bring the issue to the City Council to see why almost 5 months after my initial request, I still cannot get anyone to acknowledge that there will be a repair made.
Thank you. Crystal Perry. Crystal Perry. This was also an online submission, but which did not include any comments in this submission. Anthony Carrata.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council, Madam President. Before I get to speak on today on issues of traffic, because there's still issues of traffic, even though reduction of speed, I would like to bring up a community event that's happening this week. Wednesday night, to be precise, 6 to 8. The church I go to here in St. Schenectady, Church of the Nazarene, this Wednesday night, 6 to 8, we're having a cookout, neighborhood cookout. We're going to be facilitating that with the Northern River facility behind the church, Page Elementary School, and other community people within the neighborhood. I would appreciate it if the mayor and council could at least make their appearance there at the cookout on my church. It's 2535 Council Road, Church of the Nazarene. Now, issue with the traffic. We still, even though that this government body earlier this year had initiated 25 miles per hour speed limit throughout the city, which I believe is a little ridiculous, my opinion on that, we still have people speeding, okay? Right where I live there, the corner of Albany, Georgia Dix Plaza and Albany Street, coming from, traffic coming from Albany Street, Summit Ave, Veeder, you can't see it. People speeding around that corner there, Albany and Georgia Dix. Also, the fact that some of the cross signals, I know they're in the process of switching to cross signals because I've seen some of the new cross signals on Erie Boulevard. The cross signals still don't work. Crosswalks are like practically non-existent. Just with the recent road work down by the county building, that crosswalk there, non-existent, okay? You still have issues of that. You still have issues where pedestrians like myself, who are deaf or for whatever reason, I come like about that far from the crosswalk or to hear the traffic. And two of the things that a lot of pedestrians, you know, wear the earphones in the ear, listen whatever on their cell phone, not even aware of the situations. Walking right into the middle of the road, right in the middle of the traffic. And the thing is, when this council had initiated 25 miles per hour speed limit earlier this year, I was looking on Facebook, on the community thing, somebody had posted that, I was reading people's comments. There are still people out there, fellow motorists, who are very considerate of other motorists and the pedestrians on the road. And whatever speed limit it was, she was going within the speed limit. She was getting honked at and yelled at by the other motorists from going within the speed limit. Thing is, even though the speed limit has been reduced, 25 miles per hour, there's 4 places or businesses I believe speed limit should be reduced. That obvious is hospital, mainly St. Ellis. Speed limit should be reduced at hospitals. The other places is schools. We still have a lot of schools around here. And even like I said, Page John mentioned when my church is doing this relationship with them, that's where speed should be reduced. Third one, daycares and adult and children, that should also be reduced. 4 is churches. That's what it means, places where the speed should be reduced. But to be 25 miles per hour through an entire city is a little ridiculous. Where I said the 4 places should be speed reduced, those are where it should be reduced. But to have 25 miles per hour city is ridiculous. Still got issues of speeding. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Crystal Dion? Doyne. Thank you.
Hello. Good evening. I've spoken several times prior and continue to see no changes within the barriers of our community. I'm coming back to provide a letter of my disposition. My consensus of this council is you've proven to be utterly feeble. My disdain for the city of Schenectady will last a lifetime. I would like to reiterate the highlights of what I have experienced within Schenectady, New York over the past 4 years. Lack of clean drinking water despite your disagreement, Mayor McCarthy. Please refer to your own water report on page 1 under City of Schenectady Table of Detected Contaminants, where it states some contaminants are tested less than once a year. That must have been an oversight on your part, not to mention it's August and no report has even been produced yet for the year of 2025. I also cited the lack of protection against animal abuse, the fact that Buster's Law is only implemented in basically rare occasions where police see fit. If you call animal control about a serious problem like I have in the past, 3 times exactly, I've never received a phone call back. It's basically a non-existent department. Lack of resources from social services, being denied social services while being homeless, make that make sense. Lack of housing programs, who simply, when you get denied funding from workers who simply do not like you due to the gang stalking situation you've endured for the last few years. Lack of proper food resources, going to one of the biggest food pantries distributor and receiving expired food, 2 years exactly. The lack of mental support from our Schenectady Community Resource Center, thanks to the corrupt therapist who thought a counseling session could be conducted in a Walmart grocery store. That's what I've endured. A doctor who said my problems didn't matter because there was zero evidence. The unsighted police department that is not held accountable for Mayor McCarthy, a complete tumbleweed of corruption, a lack of protection from the police that evade even writing proper reports, healthcare that does not exist. I have to live in fear of even going to our own very Ellis Hospital. Why, you ask? Because I have been given improper medical treatment, including but not limited to incorrect diagnosis and administered wrong medications. Last one I have yet to speak on, but the huge lack of security for our children that attend Schenectady city schools. Administrators, teachers, and general workers completely dismissed a number of occasions where I tried to receive help for my child, all documented. I can't even describe the immense amount of anxiety it causes when you drop off your child and you pray to God she comes back in one piece, due to the fact that the school took zero accountability in her own safety. It is easier to obtain a job through our city school district than it is at getting a job at Instacart. That speaks volumes for our children's safety and education. If this conversation makes you uncomfortable, then you have to look at within yourself what you have done to contribute to this community and the lack of changes that have come out of it. I will leave you with this quote. I will end. Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. By John F. Kennedy. Thank you.
Thank you. Ellie Pepper.
Good evening again. I'm here to in strong support of a resolution opposing the removal of surgical services from Bellevue. I want to focus on what this means for women's health and maternal safety in Schenectady. Women are often both patients and caregivers, juggling their own needs while ensuring their families get the care they need. Removing surgical services at Bellevue will directly impact women's ability to access safe, timely care. While Ellis has said C-sections will remain at Bellevue, childbirth complications can require much more than that. Emergencies such as hemorrhage, infection, or the need for a hysterectomy sometimes arise during or after delivery. If those procedures are not available on site, mothers could face dangerous delays waiting to be transferred, and in those moments, they are separated from their newborns. At a time when immediate bonding and care are most crucial, being forced apart because the hospital cannot provide the full scope of surgical support is unacceptable. Safe maternity care must include comprehensive surgical capacity to protect both mother and child. Councilmember Patrick pointed out that Ellis lost $65 million between 2019 and 2022, and not allowing this consolidation would risk loss of the hospital. This concern is valid, but the idea that consolidating services out of Bellevue will protect Ellis is misguided. Consolidation doesn't stabilize a hospital network, it weakens it. When core services are cut, patients go elsewhere, trust erodes, revenues drop further, and the spiral toward closure accelerates. Cutting surgical services from Bellevue does not save Ellis. It places both Bellevue and Ellis at greater risk. This is especially concerning since Ellis is no longer making decisions in isolation. While still an independent system with its own board of trustees, Ellis now operates under a management services agreement with St. Peter's Health Partners, which is part of the National Trinity Health Network. These arrangements often bring cost-cutting pressures from outside the community. And we've seen where that road can lead. Ascension, one of the largest hospital systems in the country, systematically cut labor and delivery units across its network, leaving many communities, especially low-income neighborhoods, without access to comprehensive maternal care. That model has created obstetric deserts across the U.S. and worsened maternal health outcomes. What Ellis is doing here in Schenectady follows the same troubling playbook, framing consolidation as efficiency, while in practice, stripping away essential services and putting women and families at risk. New York State Nurses Association nurses are raising these concerns because they see the impact on patient safety every single day. They are not only speaking up for their profession, but for mothers, families, and the health of our entire community. I urge you to pass and reconsider this resolution to stand with our nurses and to reject the idea that cutting services is the way to save Ellis. Schenectady deserves a hospital system that provides comprehensive care, supports women and families, and strengthens, not weakens, Bellevue and Ellis for the future. Thank you.
Thank you. I have no one else signed up to speak, so I declare the public comment on city business closed. At this time, any miscellaneous business of the council? Mr. Farley.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a few things. Want to make everyone aware, and if you're not aware, you know, school will be back in session very soon. So just to be cautious and mindful, maybe add a little more time to your morning commute. Safety is always a concern for the community as we transition back into the school year. You have a lot of little ones out walking to and from school and from their bus stops, so on and so forth. So just to be mindful of that, and to echo up some of what we heard here today, only really amplifies that concern and need to be more intentional and aware of what's going on with your surroundings. I also want to offer my deepest condolences to the Parsons family. Pastor Richard J. Parsons has passed on. Many people know him as a pillar in our community, someone who has done great things, uplifting, pouring into the community, in and outside of the pulpit, and just a true example of a community builder, someone who people can depend on to do what's right and offer safe haven for those, and a lot of people who were in really, really tough situations. He opened his doors to and helped. So just want to send our deepest condolences to the Parsons family. Services will be this Friday at Refreshing Springs Church. 10 to 11 will be the viewing, and then 11 to 1 will be the services. And to just kind of highlight a little bit about what we heard today around Buster's Law and around animal abuse. Animal abuse, to my understanding, is a crime, and I believe that it should be treated as such. I don't think that that the animal control officer, animal abuse falls within or solely within the purview of animal control officer, and if so, absolutely shouldn't. I don't believe that that's the case, but I have heard this would be second time someone has brought that to my attention, that when trying to address issues of animal abuse, they're often directed to the animal control officer, and I don't know if that could just be just where the direction that they're headed in as they understand the process works, or it could be something that we just have to look at as far as operationally internally. But I want to be clear that that is a very serious crime and it should be treated as such. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Farley. Mr. Toro.
Thank you. I'd just like to take a moment to recognize an empty chair across from us, Councilman Joe Mancini, who has resigned from the Schenectady City Council. I did call him today when I read his initial email and congratulated him on his decision because he put his health both forward in moving forward in his life. So I just want to thank him for the short time he served with us and all the good that he did. So thank you.
Mr. Mudavaren.
Thank you. Like my colleague, I would like to take this opportunity to wish Joe Mancini the best in his next chapter in life. I hope this is full retirement this time, but we will miss him truly at the council here. And I want to thank him for all that he has done, not only on the council, but throughout his career in Schenectady County. So Joe, thank you on behalf of myself and all of us here for your service. I look forward to have a good retirement with your fiancé. Thank you.
Mayor.
Thank you, Madam President. Just wanted to thank Mona Golub and the team that puts together the summer concert series at Music Haven. This year closed out their 35th year. It's really a remarkable run. It's world-class talent that is brought in to the city of Schenectady. And it's truly an impressive delivery of service. So I just want to extend the thanks to Mona and her team and wish them hopefully another 35 years ahead of them. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. So I'd like to thank everyone that came out to speak tonight. And, you know, your comments are taken into consideration. And as I said to to Matt, I'm sorry, lost your last name, your comments will be given to the Department of Development. Okay, right. And I want to offer my congratulations to the new Assistant Fire Chief. And so I'm wishing him as well. I didn't even realize he had been on the job for 18 years, so it sounds like a really good choice. I'd also like to add my condolences to what Mr. Farley has said for the family of Richard Parsons, Reverend Richard Parsons. He was indeed a pillar within our community. And as council members may remember, we gave him a resolution not too long ago. So I'm really happy that we were able to, as we say, give him his flowers while he could see them. So really appreciate that. And, you know, I know that many people learned from what he gave and who he poured into, so I expect that his legacy will still live on within the community. As it's been said, Mr. Mancini has resigned from the city council, and I asked him if he wanted anything he wanted me to say, and he said he just wanted to thank people that supported him throughout the 40 years of service that he gave to the city, and that he will miss it. But a new chapter in his life is beginning, and so he's going to embrace that. He wants to thank all of us for the opportunity to work together. And he said he'll still be around. So I think that means he'll have a summer home here. I'm not really sure. But again, wishing Mr. Mancini well on his new home, actually. He told us that he's moving and where he's moving to. I don't know if he's made that very public, but I just wish him well and thank him for the service that he provided to the city and to on the city council. If there's nothing more to come before the city council at this time, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn. Moved by Mr. Mutaveran, second by Mr. Farley. All those in favor? Aye. We are adjourned. Have a good evening. All right, thank you. Two things. Oh, you stayed the whole time.